Good morning, welcome to a morning review. This is Kim Watson speaking for Easy Trader. Welcome to a morning review on Wednesday, the 21st of October. Looking at the euro dollar first, and as you can see here, yesterday it gave up quite a bit of its gains and put this sort of shooting starry type pattern. Even it could be referred to as an inverted hammer, but the way it's set here, it does look a little bit weakish. You can draw a trend line across the lows here, and there's a trend line across the highs, of course, as well. And you've got a bit of a wedge pattern. We've had one of these wedges before. It's sitting last time. It's hand railing 21. This time it's not really hand railing anything specifically, but on this 4-hour picture. But same sort of pattern which could roll over. Looking at the shorter time frames, and well, it's breaking down a little bit at the moment. Maybe a break below the 50 34 moving average may see a continued weakness of this move. So overall bigger trend when you're looking at this really is still downwards. This intermediate trend arguably marginally up at these higher lows, but we're in that position now where we haven't put yet another. We put this higher high in here, but we yet to confirm it here. And if we start breaking down, particularly if we go beyond this point here at 113.35, it certainly suggests a potential more weakness as it registers a lower high. Okay, so that's how the euro is sitting at the moment. There's no news out on the euro today, so it's pure down to technicals. Let's come back and have a look at the pound dollar. Now the pound dollar is been charging around and trying to push through this trend line with little success, and we've actually, if you look at the 4-hour list here on the right hand side, we've actually broken the lows as opposed to breaking the highs. Yesterday again it pitched up, but just couldn't hang on to its gains there, and it's now running towards, and it looks very much like it could get down towards that 4-hourly 50 at least, and maybe move on towards the weekly pivot. Short term, it's just broken the lows, the horizontal support that we had, prior horizontal support. There is some more around these lows from last week, which may provide support with the daily S1. But as I say, well, on here we've got the hourly 200, which equates to that 50, and then there's the weekly pivot below, and these are in reach for at least today or tomorrow. So at the moment, looking relatively weak. Dollar yen. Well, there was news through the Asian session there, which wasn't particularly good with trade surpluses or lack of trade deficit as it was, which surprised and may suggest that Japan will have to take some more measures. It's already had a bit of a push up there, not massively, but could run up towards its daily 50, and as long as it can break through this current move. But there is a bit of divergence where we're sitting at the moment on this 4-hourly picture, so it's a bit of a mixed picture at the moment. Yesterday it broke out that wedge quite neatly and charged on upwards. As I say, it's diverging where it is at the moment, but if it can just get a bit of a grip and continue, we often see divergence on the 4-hourly break through and continue to diverge to a higher level, so it's possible they could do this. Okay, looking at the 60-minute, again, you can just about make out a bit of divergence running from there. It looks like that was the highest high there, towards that these candles over here, so previously, so there's a sort of divergence still sitting there. It's daily pivot untouched below, so any sort of breakdown, well, may see it come down towards the 21s again, and maybe that daily pivot. However, as I say, it does look like it could continue in this push a route up at some point at least. Just wait for it to do something more clearly. Okay, Aussie dollar. So the Aussie's starting to slip. I've had on this 4-hourly chart the wedge that's been sitting there all this time, and it's broken the lower trend line of this wedge now. That in itself could see it move down further, generally you get the depth of the wedge as a continuation pattern. So there's a possibility that could pull back much more towards at least the 50 and maybe 34 moving average. So it's looking relatively weak there at the moment. It's just about to sit on its monthly R1, which may provide some temporary support, but it's then got the daily 21 actually, which may be a draw in itself. So there's some good targets to the downside there. Shorter time frame, it's had one hell of a kicker already this morning in terms of daily movement. When you compare today with previous days here, I mean, it really has had a kick down there. So, well, it's almost down, well, just short of the monthly. It's already hit the S1, daily S1, just short of that daily R1. That is just coming back down towards break of these levels. Well, as I say, maybe contained a little bit because of the range it's already done, but it may run off down to that S2 level. And as I said on the bigger picture there, down to that daily 21 at some point. Still looking at the daily bar on a decent daily bar range, we could easily get down to that sort of rate. You could push on further. So if these markets are sort of all working together in correlation, that may see the pound, the euro, the Aussie coming down, the yen pushing up. As soon as I look at the Canadian dollar as a bonus. Okay, so the Canadian dollar, that's been sort of looks like it's been putting in a bit of a bottom. There was a divergence into the lows on the Canadian dollar a few days back. It's been pushing up from there, and it may just want to push up, continue on this move up there. Just about to get a bit of a, we've certainly slowed down in the downward movement there, looking from this MACD sort of picture. As those lines cross there, it's just the MACD just about to cross the signal line, which is that beginning of the sort of certainly a confirmation that it slowed down, which we can see that because it's rallied. But this could push on some more. It's looking a bit weaker from the 4-hourly perspective in this push up, but we've already just pushed through the daily pivot here. It's from an hourly point of view, and it is at the moment looking relatively bullish. Run back to that R1 would run into yesterday's highs. Certainly with range-wise, there's the potential for that to do that as well. So there we go. That would all fit in with the correlation across the rest of the currencies, a little bit more strength. Okay, that's it for me. News-wise, there's not a lot actually on the Canadian dollar at 3 o'clock. We've got the monetary policy report coming out at 3 o'clock, so there could be some volatility around about that time. Then not much else. Press conference at 4:15 again for the Bank of Canada. So that is it. News otherwise, we've got Carney speaking, Bank of England Governor Carney speaking at 6 p.m. So probably most of our traders will be finished trading at that point. Okay, that's it for me. Hope you have a great day. Bye for now.